Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and welcome to the Weekly Run series. We are on week 20, and, well, an old-time favorite is back, guys. Castle Story has made its reemergence on the Weekly Run series. So, Sauropod Studios' Castle Story is the game we are going to be covering this week, but I wanted to mention, as I have for the last couple of weeks, that voting for next week starts today. Starts now, in fact. You can go on and put your comments down and vote for what you want to see me play for next week. I'm going to give you three choices, and I have them right in front of me. I actually have it on a piece of paper. You hear that? Yeah, I know, old school. What? Alright, so I'm going to give you guys the choices of three games I will play for the following weekly run. So for week 21, the choices are drumroll, no, okay, Risk of Rain, The Binding of Isaac, and FTL, Faster Than Light. Those are the three. Risk of Rain, The Binding of Isaac, FTL. So, please, put your choices in. Lock in your votes, and let me know what you want to see me play next week. I will do this in the first and the very last episode of, well, this weekly runs thing, both in the comments and speaking it. So, with that out of the way, we are going to delve back into Castle Story, and we are going to hop right in and get started once again. I am having issues getting this off the ground, this recording. First one, I had the enemy go crazy and get stuck, which normally isn't bad, so I go to get them unstuck, because this has happened before. And, well, they decided to all get unstuck at the same time and charge from three different locations toward my base. I lost people because my one melee guy was out of the, yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was not a pretty thing. It was not a pretty thing. Alright, we got some cool named guys. We got Squiggle. Oh, that's awesome. Looks like, was that Rogue? Rouge. We got Rouge and Zeus. And, of course, this guy right here. Alright, so what we need now is this going down. And I want it right there, and right there, right there. And then I want some right here, right here, right here, and right there. And we'll do a couple like this. Alright. So that should be fine. Alright, I will explain everything that I'm doing soon, but not right this second, simply because I don't want... Hold on. Alright, did I put no wood there? Okay, good, I did. And I want no wood here, but I want no stone here. And no stone here. And I want no wood here. No wood here. There's no pause or slowdown point in this game, guys, especially in the survival mode, so I kind of had to be quick, and unfortunately, thinking and talking and doing all this stuff all at the same time is way too advanced for some simpleton like me. Someone is simple-minded and, well, I don't know, dumb. I got nothing. It's not dumb. I'm being very mean to myself right now. But yeah, no. I'm being a little simple-minded. Once I have a few things in order, then I can talk about what I'm actually doing. And I think I can already start doing that right now. Okay, so what did I do? We started off, we had our four guys chilling around the Crystal of Love over there. They're doing what they do. They're like, yay, Crystal of Love, we love you! And, nothing really doing. So I sent some guys to chop some trees. I sent one dude into the mine to start doing his mining. And the other guy just kind of randomly moved over. Now, why did I do all these things? Well, there is a very good reason for all of it, and I don't know if I want to tell you guys. So, No, I do want to tell you guys. Alright, the reason I did all these things, the reason all these things have come to pass, is because we need wood to build these things, these little wooden platforms. They are stockpiles. And stockpiles are where you put your wood and your stone in areas that you can easily access them. And I believe you can't even get stone blocks unless you have stockpiles down. The wood you can leave laying all over the place, and it's not as big of an issue. But I believe your woodcutters will eventually stop doing their job if you do that. So, in order to prevent them from stopping their job, I decided not to go that route. And what we're going to do is kind of pump the mining a little bit while I get started on construction. So the stockpiles went down. And when the stockpiles went down, I segregated wood and mining, or stone. And all these are for stone because I don't want to get like mixed and matched and all this other stuff. Alright, and I'll tell you what I'm doing here now. I'm going to start building my castle. Now, I had 15 minutes from the start of this game 15 minutes till the start to actually build some defenses before the first wave comes, and that looks good. Alright. So, I am going to attempt to do that. Alright, so what does that mean? That means that I'm building these blocks, and once they are at least too high, there will be no issues with enemies being able to eat my soul. And if you guys know me for any length of time, I generally like to keep my soul uneaten, and it is a very, very, very fulfilling thing to accomplish. Having an uneaten soul, it is quite nice, I will say. Alright, no. I want to go one further. And then I want, there we go, that's what I want. That is what I want. Alright, so yes, you have to manually place each and every block. It's not a terrible thing, it's actually quite fun, and if you don't like the chaos and just madness of the survival mode, and survival hard at that, there is sandbox mode where you can just build to your heart's content, and you don't have to worry about evil creatures coming to murder your face. Now, some people like evil creatures murdering their face, and the fact that this is a weekly run series as opposed to just a normal, ordinary series, I needed things to come murder my face, or I would never die, and it would just be a forever thing, and not really a weekly run. Anyway, we're not going to get too into that right now. I am going to be placing all my blocks. Now, why am I putting the blocks in the order that I'm putting them in? Well, the Brictrons will... That's what the little yellow guys are. They're Brictrons. And I may have covered most of the stuff in Week 4, guys. This is the most popular game I've ever done on my channel. I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, it is a fun game. I do enjoy it. But for whatever reason, it just took off and blew up. And it's, well, like I said, the most popular game I've covered in the weekly run series and on my channel in general. A few others are kind of getting up there, but not really. I mean, I work hard, and I do what I can to bring you guys some entertainment. That's about the best I can hope for. Anyway, so... let's go back to these barrels. Let's go back to mining. Let's go back to everything. Oh, gosh. Alright, you guys need to start building. I talked way too long about stuff that wasn't important. I apologize. And Squiggle, you get to go up here, my friend. You'll pick all that stuff up in a moment. I want PTR, which I'm going to assume is Public Test Realm. I want you as my miner, my friend. Alright, Squiggles, you're going to go on cleanup duty. And I am throwing you into that. Alright, good. And we're going to expand that out just a bit. And you'll be able to place some additional stone. Alright, so, few things. Alright, so mining, when you mine, you either get the stone stuff, which you eventually turn from stone gravel, you turn it into these blocks. Or you get blue stuff, which you bring over to the crystal, and then that allows you to spawn more guys. Or you get the orange stuff, and the orange stuff is explosive, or light source at nighttime. There's a few different uses, but if you don't have a place to put any of these things, well, then you're going to have a problem. And, well, you don't want to have a problem. So, with that being said, hopefully... Did I cancel my cleaning job? I think I did. That's pretty unfortunate. Come on, dude. Clean. I think I did it wrong. Anyway, so that's what all these things are for, though. The bricks. The way I'm laying the bricks is I lay the first layer, then the second layer I want to have where the two down here meet. It's in the middle of this one. And the reason for this is, say this brick right here gets destroyed. These two will still stay up, sort of. Depends on how bad the explosion or destruction is. So, generally you want to do that with all of your bricks, kind of stagger them. It's just better structurally to do that. Now, here, you can check on the amount of time, well, the percentage before you can respawn, or spawn a new guy. In 7 minutes we're going to be attacked, and we're going to need a warrior. So I just spawned a warrior. And we have Falcor the warrior, and there he is. And it looks like we're already 12% ready to spawn our next guy, and it's really based off of what our guys pull out of the blue, the mine over here. So I'm going to send him in to mine just briefly, and once he mines a little bit more, we're going to drag him out of the mine and throw him into the construction queue. And hopefully we find the balance that we need. Alright, so my plans for this particular castle, this keep, this defensive structure that I'm building. I'm not going to get as crazy and weird as I did in the last one. It's going to be a little bit more simplistic. I kind of saw the light, and again, I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's just my theory, my thought process here. Basically, I'm going to have my entrance here. I'm going to have a wall here that goes all the way around eventually and lets them in on this side, but this is going to be blocked off. So they're going to have to like walk over here, get inside, and walk all the way around to get into my base camp. I'm going to build 4 high, and on the 4th high one, I'm going to have a staircase leading up this way, and then I'm going to have stairs splitting off in the middle going left and right. And at that point, I'm going to have, hopefully, archers put up on those corners. And it's going to go all the way up, so there's going to be staircases going up on either side. And I'm going to do that in all 4 corners, and then my archers should be able to just rain arrows down upon the enemy from where they're sitting perched way up high. I should be able to defend with minimal ground units, assuming the ground units work. The AI for combat is kind of stupid sometimes. In the developer's defense, that's kind of a tongue twister there. They, apparently when they first coded the game, they did some, not the greatest choices. And saying that, they made a few mistakes to where anytime they want to add a new block or any kind of new graphical thing, they tend to blow up the entire game. So what they're trying to do now is to prevent that from happening. And I'm sure you can imagine that that's probably a pretty good thing to do. You generally don't want to break the game if you can help it. I know I wouldn't want to break the game. Alright, so I'm going to stick this over here, get it out of the way. I'm going to move this over here. We'll chop those down eventually. Now I realize a lot of the trees that I have been chopping down have fallen to their death, and it was more to get them out of the way of my building than it was to actually get wood from them. I got enough wood for what I needed to do. So the developers are in the process of either fixing their early on design flaw or reprogramming the entire game from scratch. I'm not sure which. It's in the developer blogs, and that's something this developer does that a lot of others don't. They use a lot of blogs to update their fan base and everything else. So if you're not up on the blogs, you think that they're not doing anything, but they are. They are doing stuff. Either way, guys, it is still a fun game. It's still in early access, and, well, like I said, it's still quite fun. I may attempt a normal survival, depending on how well or bad this goes, and maybe we can get a nice, decent run. Maybe I'll do that as a full LP over time. I also plan to do a little bit of a series of kind of tutorials on how to build and what to build and where to build it, which I'll be in sandbox mode for, but there's a few things that are kind of tricky, and I of course have to figure out and make sure I know what I'm talking about before I tell you guys. But those are all things I have planned for this game, and of course it's going to be a weekly run every so often. Alright, we are at 75% ready to spawn. Now the downside to my design is building this up is going to be exceedingly slower as we build our wall around. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is leaving a gap here, so people coming from this side are going to have a straight in, and it's not going to be as effective early on. But to have my guys have to walk all the way around and then all the way back around to get inside doesn't seem very frugal either. Seems like a waste of time, and I may try to get it to where, like, the last 30 seconds I just have my guys rebuild. Maybe I tear down the wall and rebuild it over and over again. I don't know exactly. But these are all things that I'm thinking about, and I haven't quite decided upon yet. I'm really hoping I can get an archer before the next first wave hits. We'll see, though. We will see. I'm gonna get Zeus to go do some mining himself, and maybe we get lucky. I was really hoping to get this whole side of the wall done, but it looks like we're running out of blocks. In fact, we just did. Oh, but we just got some more, so I'm not quite at one miner being able to do everything just yet, which is unfortunate. But here's the problem, too. We have this one almost full, this one almost full, this one almost full, and this one almost full. Yeah, they're dumping into that one. Yeah, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. 2 minutes before the attack hits. And I think we're in pretty good shape. We should be able to finish off this last little bit, and that means they'll either go and attack the wall, or they'll run around and actually do what I want them to do. So, either way, something's going to happen. And I think they attack us with 4 or 5 guys at the very beginning, so... Alright, so what are we looking at here? Just a few more pieces of the wall to go. Kind of excited about that, as I should be, I suppose. And I know the music is really, well, it's non-existent right now. You hear some background crickets and noises and stuff like that, but the music gets pretty loud when the combat happens, so bear with it. Hopefully everything's okay balance-wise. Really hope we get some more blue crystals before the timer ends. Zeus, my friend, you are going to... Zeus, obey me. Go finish that wall off. Alright, now I'm going to make sure that I... Okay. I haven't quite done this all the way yet. And I think everything's fine on this front. Yeah, it is. Alright. That one is not lined up correctly. Alright. Well, it looks like bad juju is about to happen. So when our miner guy is outside, I'm going to start throwing our people in. Now you can do this command right here and it recalls all the workers automatically, but I decided to go this route instead. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is try to defend the pass with our guy and see if he actually does it. Alright, now you should see these little gray rock dudes come running at us, and there's 1, 2, 3, so there's only 3 enemies to start with. It's a 2-high wall. They shouldn't be able to get through it. They'll have to run around and deal with our frontline man, Falcor, who is hopefully going to be able to destroy all of them, because sadly our civilian guys cannot actually combat anything. The other downside is sometimes they just decide they don't want to do that, and they'll just try to break through a wall. That's where archers come in handy eventually. But we succeeded. We are going to have PTR return to that. These guys are going to go back here. And we are going to rebuild this hole as soon as he's out of the way. There we go. And it looks like we're still 75% done. We're still not quite where we need to be. I'm going to increase the size of this. And then I'm going to move this over here. And then I'm going to cancel. I'm going to get him back inside. And Rouge. Clean up. And looks like Rouge did clean up. Maybe there's nothing to clean up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. Alright, so he's back in the right thing. We're going to move this out of the way again. No, that's actually in the way. Out of the way, I say! Out of the way! Alright. So, at this point, what do we want to do now? Well, we want to build some more blocks. And we are going to do so. And this should be, I want a little bit more room. There we go. So there we are. We're going to build out our back wall here. And basically it's just to try to get them to filter their way in to the front line. And I think that'll be fine. Alright. So basically, if we're lucky, this will all work out to our advantage. We'll see though. And then we're going to start building up inside. Because I would like to, oops, like very much to get an archer on the inside. If we can. So that's going to be my plan, to get an archer inside. Alright. This should be ready, it is. Alright. And we're going to spawn our archer, and basically our archer is going to sit up on one of the corners. And my goal is to get 1 melee guy, 2 archers, and then I'll get another builder. And then we'll continue from there, building more and more and more troops. And after the next attack, which I believe is shorter, I'm not sure if it's 10 minutes or 15 again, but after the next attack, we're going to break off episode 1. So hopefully you guys have learned a little bit more about the game, and, well, you're having fun. Alright, he's bringing some stuff over. Nice. Alright, so let's start on my plan to get the rest of this rolling out if we can. Alright, so we do have stairs, and I'm going to utilize them. I'm going to put them there. And the way you build stairs is pretty much like this. Alright. And there we go. So that is a staircase to heaven that I want. But basically I want the stairs to go up that high, and then at this point is where I'm going to break and go up and up. And it might be slightly mismatched, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. We'll see, but at that point also I need to, once they're done with, it doesn't really matter what they're done with, they can do whatever they want. It really matters very little at this point. Alright, we're gonna go here, 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 and just pretty much around with this. And there's a reason I left a gap beyond just a walkway. And you can actually have these weird arched blocks, and they serve as like doorways, and you can actually attach doors into them and everything else. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, but we'll get to that eventually. I don't know if my base is even ever going to have doors, because it takes them a while to break through it. Yeah, it slows them down, but maybe just defending the pass might be a better choice. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so at this point, that, and then we need a block here, and a block there. And everything should be good at that point. And I might even put this like that, but that will actually just lead to other issues I don't want to deal with just yet. Alright, did we run out of blocks again? We did. Squiggle, my friend. It's almost enough, and if we go with 2 miners, we get too many. I don't know. It's not working 100% how I want it to. It is not quite working to my happiest of satisfaction. I'm not satisfied with how it's working, I guess. I'm not happy with how things are going. But either way, guys, we're getting a little bit closer. 3 minutes, 22 seconds before the next wave of bad guys comes to slaughter us. We're at 50% ready to respawn a new guy. We do not have this retaining wall up yet. It doesn't matter necessarily whether it's up or not. Again, this is kind of a moot point at this particular juncture. In fact, once we're done with the little bit that we're doing, we're not even going to look at that wall for quite some time. We're going to start focusing on the inside and trying to get that up and running as quickly as possible. Now that may also be a mistake, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this all plays out. The biggest thing I'm worried about is that my archers will eventually get knocked off of the wall because they will not want to do what they're supposed to do. Not the archers, but the bad guys. I want them to go around and actually get inside my little gap here. But until everything is in place, they might just sit here and beat on the internal wall. And that's something I don't want them to do. So, and if that happens, I have to be able to move somebody out. So, if I move somebody out, and the rest come, say, through this way, and go right in and start beating our little rookie dudes, that's going to be terrible, too. And the thing I need the most right now, I'm hoping I have time to build, and that is I need a staircase. And if I don't get the staircase relatively soon, it's going to be a real problem. Alright, quickly. With the quickness! With the quickness, Rouge! Go, man, go! Alright, he should move inside. Actually, I think there's 2 spots left. And then there's a one right here, and then the one way over there. No? Maybe I didn't build this one. Alright, let's take a look at what I've actually built. Nope, that is the last one. Okay. Alright, so hopefully they start building the steps. If nothing else, I need the stairs up so I get my archer into position. And it looks like they are going to be doing that, and that is wonderful. That is wonderful news. And there we go, and we're going to actually just go and throw our archer up there right now. Well, I thought I was. What happened? Baltrug, get up there, my friend. Should get up here. Baltrug, what is your problem, man? What's your malfunction? Get up here. Am I missing another stair? Okay. Can you get up here now? We'll see in a minute. Dude, what is your glitch? I don't know. Something's wrong with him. That could be a pretty big issue. Dude, guys, come on. Oh, I think it's because of the way I had things selected. Alright, once he is in position. And we're going to be attacked again! Hurry up quicker, man. You're really, really moving slowly. Hopefully my archers can actually take the guys down this time. Alright. And he's missed twice. Oh, no, no! For the love of God, no. Alright, hopefully he can hang in there. Hang in there, buddy. No! One down. Shoot him. Shoot him again. Alright, well that worked. It didn't work great, but it worked. Alright, guys, get back to work. PTR, get back to mining. That was unfortunate. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. Yeah, somehow I don't know. I'm sure it's my fault. I probably had the wrong guy selected, and yeah, bad stuff happens. And I lost the guy that really shouldn't have died for quite some time, but he did. What can you do, right? What can you do? Alright, well, what I can do right now is continue to replace some blocks. And cancel that out, get him off the wall, because he's just going to be a problem at this point. 91% ready. And can he get down? Yes, he can. Alright, so he is down and out of the way now. And we can spawn another warrior, and we are going to have to, unfortunately. And we got Nemo. Nemo is our new warrior, guys. But we're going to break off the episode here. This is going to be the end of episode 1 of the Weekly Runs series, week 20. The game Castle Story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and well, don't forget to vote. My name is Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.